So we're moving on to example 3, and we are under the condition where we have no graph. You still need to come up with your equation, but they can't give you a graph. They only give you the points. So this is example 3, letter A. Go ahead and write this down. Your first point is 2, -7. And your second point is 0, -5. Now, in the last video, I told you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have to use the slope formula to find your slope, and then you're going to have to recognize that one of these points will be your y-intercept, and that will give you your b. So if I want to use the slope formula, let me go ahead and write it down, and I strongly suggest you do the same. You guys are going to have to get used to this formula because it's not going anywhere. And then, you know what else isn't going anywhere? Me asking you to label your points. Because if you label your points, you won't make as many careless mistakes. I've still got a lot of y'all thinking that you can handle this without labeling your points, but you're still making the same careless mistakes. So I'm just going to ask you to try it. Just label it. Forget what you can do in your head. Don't trust your head. Label your points. This is my x1, y1, x2, y2. Plug and chug. M is equal to -5 minus -7. Hopefully everybody knows what that means. Divided by 0 minus 2. I hope everybody knows what this means. Double negative. So instead you have -5 plus 7. Well, I know that -5 plus 7 is +2. If you don't know that, I'm sure your calculator does. Your denominator is 0 minus 2. That is -2. But you do not leave your slope in this form. You simplify it. This is simply a negative number. That number is actually 1. Your slope is -1. So we've got our m taken care of. The next thing that we have to do is identify which one of these points is your y-intercept. Now, if you wrote your notes down on the front page, the bottom of the front page, I told you how you would know which one is the y-intercept. It will be the point that has the 0 as your x coordinate. Which one of these has the 0 as the x coordinate? Did you say this one? I hope so. So if this is the point that has 0 as the x coordinate, then this is your value for b. My b is -5. So here's my m. Identified my b. Your equation is -1x minus 5. And so those of you that are, maturing in your math abilities, you will be perfectly fine if I erase and just say -x minus 5. That's the equation of this line. Okay? Now let's try it again. For letter B, your points are 0, 4 and 8, 3. That's it. The first thing I'm going to do is label my points. x1, y1, x2, y2. Set up my formula. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And then we do our arithmetic. 3 minus 4 is -1. If you don't know, your calculator does. 8 minus 0 is just 8. Can we simplify this any further? No. This is your slope in simplified form. Now, get your b. One of these points includes your b. It's the one with x. The x coordinate as 0. That would be the first one. So if this is my y-intercept, my b is 4. So now I'm ready to write my equation. This line has the equation -1/8 times x plus 4. It doesn't get any easier than that, folks, and honestly, it won't get any easier than that. We're going to move on to the next section, writing a linear function.